On today's helpful how-to video, I'm going to be showing you how to change your Mitsubishi power steering pump on your Mitsubishi Endeavor. Now, I looked for a video personally myself, and I couldn't find one that was extremely good. I mean, they probably might be one or two out there, but I just couldn't find one that was helpful for me. So I'm just going to wing it because I work on a lot of cars and probably can figure it out. But what happened to me is this pulley here, it's locking up, and I had to cut my belt because I got stranded. Good thing about the Endeavor is the power steering pump runs off one belt. So I cut the belt, got it home. It was a $75 core charge, so I need to go ahead and take the pump off before my other pump comes in, because I did have to order it at the auto parts store, and I can take them missing, match it up, and get my $75 core charge. So 3 bolts hold this pulley on. If you still got your belt on, you will loosen this pulley nut here to loosen this up, and basically take your belt off. You got 3 bolts. You can see them pretty good. One here, here, and one up behind here. Those bolts are 14 millimeter. Let's go ahead and try to remove these. Oh yeah, that definitely ain't gonna bring it. So we try a bigger 14 and a bigger wrench. Turns out we need to remove that whole pulley before we can get to the other bolts. I mean, you probably could fight and get them, but why fight when you can just do this? And just remove the whole pulley out of the way. Just keep up with your bolts. Now we can get to our bolts a whole lot better. I done got this bottom one broke loose here. So let's go ahead and break this one loose. And break the one next to it loose, which is right here. And this will also need broke loose before you can remove this bracket. But all these bolts need to be removed. So, turns out this one don't need loosening yet, but you will eventually have to loosen this pump bolt. But once you remove these 3 bolts, they all the same size, all but this longer one here. Now don't get them mixed up. Make sure you know what they come out of. So let's go ahead and remove all this. Looks pretty good. Extremely good, actually. Good bracket. So put it up, use it later. Now we can see the pump. And there are some lines you will have to get to and some things. So I'm pretty sure there's a drain on this power steering pump, so let's see if we can find that. So on the opposite side, this big bolt here, that will need to come off. This bolt right there. So go ahead and remove here. You also got a sensor. Looks like it needs unplugged. Oh God, that's a tight sensor. I probably have to take a little one way and pop that sensor off. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that sensor plug and that big banjo bolt here off this power steering pump. I ain't gonna be able to show you because, you know, there ain't no room for the camera, but just stay tuned. I'll show you what it looks like after, and I gotta get something to catch this fluid in. Turns out that's not a drain, that's actually a line, and you can see the other line is held on by a clamp. So you will need to undo that clamp. But what I'm thinking, I can take this pump on loose from this and pull it down enough to get to in lines. That's what I'm going to try to do. So the next bolt I'm going to remove, and I can't get to the sensor to unplug it. So I'm going to try to remove it and then unplug it. But I'm going to undo this big bolt. So once you get that big bolt out, as you can see, I twisted mine down a little bit. See that upper bolt right here? That needs to come out. That's the other bracket. So go ahead and remove that bolt. It is not the same size as that bolt. Well, at least not on mine. So that turned out to be a stud and a bolt. So I got a stud and a nut. I done got it loosened. And now the pump will come down, as you can see. And you should be able to get to it better on the other side to undo your hose. And probably your little wire that you couldn't get to before. So what I'm going to do now is take a one-way, pry that little wire loom holder off, and then unplug it. A tip you see that line with the clamp on it? If you're having trouble get to that, you can come up here, take it loose from the bottom of the reservoir, and then pour it out with the pump, and then take it on off. So what I'm going to do is take the 2 tins out, lift the reservoir up, remove that bottom hose. Once you get the hose undone and your little sensor unplugged, if you notice, we still can't come out. Well, there are 2 bolts on the back side of this bracket here and up above it. You need to remove this whole bracket right here for the, you know, the pulley mount that we took off earlier. Just go ahead and remove them 2 bolts, get this out of the way, the pump shall pull out. That's with the bracket out of the way. It was a pain. It was on my Endeavor, might not be the same as yours, but the size was 14 to get that off. So once we get that, everything's unplugged, that hose should be able to pull down. Should be able to, I would think. Let's see. Oh, my wire thing still got me, so I need to pop that loose. A big one-way would take care of that. So I got it loose. It just pulls straight out now. Whoa. And you can see this is the hose that was on the reservoir. We just left it attached. Now you can take some pliers, undo it, pull it off, and just reinstall this hose back onto your new pump when you get it. Before you turn this in for a core charge, check your new pump, make sure it's the same, and make sure that pretty much all your sensors, like this little sensors on your new pump, if not, you need to take them off, remove it, so you don't send your core charge in and you end up needing some things. So that's it for this video. This is how we remove your Mitsubishi Endeavor power steering pump. I'm going to upload this ASAP in case some of y'all is dealing with this, and I will have a video on installing coming soon, installing the pump. So get subscribed to my channel if that's something you want to see, and once I get all the videos done, I'll be sure to put a complete video up of removing and installing it. But I'm trying to get this out to the people who needs the information today and not tomorrow. So thank you for watching. See you next time.